Howdy guys, how we doing? Welcome back to another video of Amikin Survival. Welcome to update 5.2. How we doing? Hope you guys are well. So we've got some new updates to go through. There's a lot to get into as well, so let's get underway. There's been an upgrade to the Nexus tree. Basically, it's now upgradable, enhance it to unlock various bonuses, including additional building cells, which we'll have a quick peek at. New crafting system rework for more fun experiences. Also, new resources are introduced, wax and acid sap, which I'm keen to see where they are located, of course. And automated production. I think this is probably been one of the biggest asks. Can we have automated production? So benches now feature a repeat craft and pause craft options for seamless operation, and working skills for Amikin levels of different types now feature distinct working levels. So there's a little bit there to unpack, but there are also a little bit more to sort of go through as well, which I'll sort of highlight the biggest changes as well, and I'll show you a few little bits and pieces along the way. So the ability to build additional workbenches coupled with newly introduced auto mode, this will allow for seamless production. This is part of the Nexus tree build. More building cells at your base, increased catch mastery, enhancing your chances with those Amikins, and in future updates there will be more levels for the Nexus tree and additional bonuses from it, including a long-awaited ability to catch Amikins of the next evolution. So that is coming. I reckon that might be not too far away, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. Ready to expand, grow your Nexus tree and watch your base flourish. Beautiful. Big crafting systems rework as well, so simplified tiers. So basically with this, there's 1 and 2 have been merged. So just to make it a little bit more easy and streamlined, as well as making the repair bench less demanding. Now you can repair your basic items without upgrades, which is actually a really good shout out, because initially I mentioned in one of my initial videos where that was going to be one of the most important workstations, that you need to upgrade that to its maximum as much as you can as part of that. So at least this way you can upgrade, or repair, sorry, I should say rather, your items. Enhanced crafting introduced 2 new exciting elements, wax and acid sap, making crafting in high tiers more complex and rewarding. This, coupled with an increase in key resources at various locations, promises more engaging and rewarding crafting resource gathering. Streamlined production. All workbenches now feature the auto mode, as I mentioned before, and some of these changes might take time to adjust. Promise such extensive updates are rare. We're confident that they'll make your gaming experience even better. So we'll obviously be the judges to that as well. So it actually took me a little bit as well to receive. Oh, here we go. We're constantly working on improving, sometimes changes. Yep. Okay, so this is what I was going to sort of talk about to you guys. There was a stop pause of this update rollout, and actually I didn't get my update until overnight my time. So I'm actually recording midday in Saturday, so just to sort of give you guys a bit of an idea by the time when this video goes up, just to sort of give you guys a bit of a frequency here. So it took me a while to actually get the update, and I wasn't able to actually, you know, play and record the night before and actually have this uploaded. So we're going to go through it now. So as you can see, we got a bit of a compensation with that, which is really nice. So I'm actually happy with that. But let's actually turn my volume up. I'm not too sure what's going on here. Oh, that's why, because I took out the sound. So when I go to do some grinding on my way through to work, I tend to take off the standard static music, and I end up putting on my own music so I can listen in, or even listen to a podcast. So there you go. Anyway, enough about that, enough about you know, personal stuff. The other thing I wanted to sort of touch on as well, and I'm actually going to quickly go over to some of the patch notes. So there are some new Amikins as well. So we've got a Beaverock and a Bud Brooder. Now these are the evolutions of the Bud and the Beaver Leaf, just to give you guys an example as well. So just to give you guys a bit of an idea, they have their own very evolution there. The Beaverock looks pretty buff from what I can understand, from what I can look at too, and the Bud Brooder kind of, to me, it looks like a Whisbard, but just as a Bud, but that's just my opinion, and I would reckon there's going to be a 3rd evolution. That's just my hunch, just the way that it looks. I feel like there's going to be a 3rd evolution to that one there, but you know, that's just my my hypothesis. Now there are additional also resources upgrades added to this as well. So there's iron ingots, refined wax, refined polymer, chemical extract, acid washed block, etched steel ingot, and poly wax. So these are some of the new resources that have come into this actual update as well, to give you guys a bit of an idea. So I'm just paraphrasing through some of the stuff that I've actually noticed through the full patch notes. Some of this you don't actually get when you're when you go through the initial updates, when you actually see it on screen when you log into the game. So just to give you guys an idea. Now, there are some upgrades to the resource gathering of your Amikin. So there's level 2 farming, woodcutting, handyman, and mining. So just to give you guys an idea, if you want to upgrade some of your workstations, which we'll go into in a moment, the Bud Brooder can do farming level 2, Beaverock can do woodcutting level 2, the Bunnet Handyman level 2, and Rocknar mining level 2, just to name a few. Just to sort of give you guys an a bit of an idea, just so how that sort of looks in that sort of respect there. So, but yes, let's have a quick squiz. I just want to see if there's anything different that's come through here. Whoa, that has actually changed. Yeah, right. Okay. So the recipe for the Amikin lab has actually changed with different refinements. So I'm actually kind of I'm a little bit bummed, because I farmed so much physical essence as well, and now knowing that we have to use other recipes in order to do these upgrades, which is a bit of a bummer. So chemical extracts is going to be the new interesting. So that's going to be the new what do you call it? The new healing. I would imagine that's healing, right? Well, no, it wouldn't be, wouldn't it? Because it's a chemical extract, so I don't know whether or not that constitutes as healing, but there's acid sap, and that's what we're looking at for the upgrade for that as well, which I can basically do if I really wanted to. If I grab myself the physical essence, I can do that. And this is the array of newer parts as well. They did make some changes with regards to the iron and scrap parts as well. So that feeds. They've lowered the the requirements for iron parts as well with the raw iron, just to give you guys an idea. And then they've sort of pumped it up with our actual iron ingots. And then the etch parts, which makes sense because it's a chemical. So they've actually changed the naming convention as well. And then you've got etched steel ingots as well. So that is something else. And then you've got the auto repeat function there, which we can have a bit of a suss out actually. So how does this work? We've got auto repeat. So I'm not too sure how that works. I think that would be more so if you've got more coming through in terms of a of your production line. So if your Amikins are actually picking up those resources, those scrap iron, it will just auto tick over. So that means that you don't physically need to come back, select the actual part itself, sorry, the resource itself to craft, and then expect it to go through. So what this means is if you leave it on auto repeat, as soon as you get the resource made available to you, the workstation will jump into production and just start producing those things, if that makes sense. So I think that's how that sort of works. And the other thing I want to sort of touch on as well is the carpenter table. Okay, so this has actually changed as well, and this is where you find some refined polymer, and this is where you go to make it kind of thing as well. I've already upgraded mine to carpenter table level 3, which was good, so I don't have to worry about the revised recipe for that, but it is what it is. We're going to need wax as well. Wooden planks do not need the scrap parts as well. That's a big thing. That was a big thing that I was I don't know why they actually wanted us to do that, or that was part of the recipe's sake. I have no clue, but it is what it is. I'm kind of happy that they've done that there. This has also changed as well, so again I'm actually disappointed that the fact that I can't actually upgrade this as well as how I wanted it to be. Well, okay, so it comes up with a little icon there in the little mini map to tell you that no one's actually building or constructing, to give you guys a bit of an idea. The reinforced block has changed to iron ore, so scrap iron is really no longer needed for a lot of things now, which is interesting. So that is new. That is very new. And then of course I need to upgrade this to now. I thought I actually upgraded this to the maximum level, unless if this is a newer upgrade. You got Polywax as well. That's another thing that we need to find. Interesting. There's some notable changes here. This hasn't actually changed either. So if you really wanted to, I can go on auto repeat with this and then expect to craft a lot of this. So that can just go on automatic. And what have we got here? We don't actually have any new, what do you call it? We don't actually have any new recipes or anything like that to look at, but that's the upgrade path. They retain my essence there, which is okay. Glue beam is there, and what else have we got here? And this is where we actually get to make refined wax as well, so that is a new thing. We're gonna have to upgrade this, and then that's what the upgrade path for that looks like. What else have we got? I think the console. Let's have a quick squiz at the console. Wow, and that's what the console requires. There you go. So if I actually spent a lot more time to upgrade a lot of these things, then I would have had the ability to, what do you call it? I would have had the ability to have all these upgrades done, and without a revised revert back. That's kind of annoying for me, unfortunately. I just don't know why that they went with that sort of move. So I'm not too keen as to why they've done that in the first place, but here we are. So the Nomad's pickaxe there, what is this? Scavenger pickaxe. Okay, so they've actually changed some of the naming conventions as well. So the Outlander's axe. See, actually, that's another thing. See that? Okay, that's a Nomad's axe. Before I updated the game, because just before I started recording, I literally changed to my other axes, so I can actually go get some polymer over in Stormforge, and now that it's been downgraded, so I actually had the better axes ready to go, effectively. So you mean to tell me that I have to actually make the other axes? Is that what we're doing here? So I actually have to upgrade these to an Outlander's axe in order for me to... Wow. Okay. So I don't know whether or not these can be usable for me to harvest those polymers. Well, that's concerning. Unless if it's the upgrade to the Nomad's axe is what's required of me. That I'm not too sure. Well, I'm going to make one of each just in case. Because the Outlander's axe was what I had initially. Well, I think it was called the Nomad's axe. So they've sort of changed the naming convention of this. Yeah, I think that's what they've done, to be honest with you guys. Have I got my Amikins helping me out? I do not, because my flare hoot is incapacitated at the moment, so I'm going to have to sort that out, sorry. So, yeah, so there's some real changing... rebalancing. They did say that it's going to make it a little bit more challenging for us to do things, and I guess this is what they mean by that. So yeah, I'm kind of bummed that I didn't actually get all of my workstations upgraded, to be fair with you guys. So that's going to sort of put me back, I guess, in a way, to try and get everything else upgraded and to sort of get back onto the level that I was beforehand. So yeah, I'm kind of bummed about it, but look, I get it. It is what it is. There's not much else that we can, say or do about it. But yeah, I mean, I would have liked to have had everything upgraded, and that was my actual intention before this. Before 0.5 was released, that was part of my intention to try and get everything upgraded. And I was actually on a roll with things as well, and I was getting things organized and things like that. And then boom, we get the update, and it sort of put me back again. So look, it is what it is. It's fine. We've got to expect this as well at the same time. Am I bummed? Yeah, of course I am. But when I sort of look at it from a different perspective, and if you look at it from a different lens, I understand why that they may have done this. And being that it's a brand new game, there's always going to be constant changes, and there's always going to be quality of life changes. You always hope that these are going to be for the better, but you can also understand and appreciate that some things have to change as well at the same time to make things happen. So I guess that's where it's at, and to sort of like streamline the game, to make it a little bit more difficult, to make it a little bit more to put longevity into it, so people don't get bored quickly, and that's what happens as a byproduct byproduct with new games, where you have to sort of understand that it's going to happen, things of that nature. But yeah, the other thing I'm really worried about is if I upgrade these workstations to level 2 and I don't have a level 2 Amikin, will that prevent me or prevent my Amikins from harvesting, or will that mean that it stays at the standard time as it sits, meaning that production is still at level 1 and I don't have the level 2 capabilities? That I'm unclear of, and I just want to show you the recipe on that as well. So I just wanted to give you guys a bit of an idea. And then we've obviously got the fiber garden here, that is also an upgradable item as well. And I believe the berry farm is the only one that doesn't have the upgrade option either. So just to sort of give you guys a bit of an idea, but it looks like they've limited the time frame from each Amikin, how they can harvest and all that sort of stuff. So just to sort of give you guys a bit of a scoop in that. And our scrap station is the other upgrade here. And then finally, actually, I'm going to go back real quickly and pick up my nomad stuff before we actually get going, because so that's a nomad pickaxe. That is my nomad's axe. They look the same. I don't know why. Oh no, these are nomad. Oh, they are nomad. I'll take that back. I do take that back. My apologies, guys. So they changed the skin. Okay, so the nomad skin has changed, and then we've got the, and apparently we've got more room to build as well. I think that was the other thing that they mentioned, but anyway, I don't have anything to build at the moment. But what was I going to say? If we go back to it, so that's the scavenger axe, right? And then when we find our nomad's axe, it looks identical. They really got to change that. So that's probably one thing I would recommend for the devs, just to sort of update that and have a bit of a change ski in how that looks as a bit of a skin change. And then we've got this, which I haven't actually finished building, and you know what, I can potentially build all of that now, but the wooden planks haven't been crafted, so I can't actually show you guys what that looks like. But that was actually reduced in terms of its level capabilities. So I think you have to wait until you're about level 30 odd, or level something to that ilk, and then from there you were given the opportunity to do your crafting. And this has actually changed as well now. So they've actually sort of done a little bit of changes in the skin of the actual map, which is a good thing too. So that's kind of neat. There's a lot of wood here too. Wow, look at all this. Damn, there's a lot of changes here. So they've done a little bit of rework, which is a good thing to see. I'm happy with that, because obviously improvement is one thing as well. I'm actually going to grab these berries too, because I need to feed my flare hoop. So let's go ahead and quickly do that. So flare hoop gets us some food, and if I see any more berries, I'll pick them up and I'll feed the rest of my crew as well. But yeah, that's interesting. There's a lot of wood here. So they're actually anticipating that we're going to be needing a lot of wood throughout our gameplay, and as you can see here, it's just an abundance of resources, which is good for us, I guess. You know, nothing wrong with that. So I don't know whether or not that looks a little bit weird. You see in the minimap there how the gate looks a little stretched. I think that might just needs to be a little bit tweaked, if I'm if I'm being honest, from the dev team. And look, and this is all in the aim to improve the game. Okay, so it's not a dig or anything like that. It's just more, me noticing things and just reporting on the fly as I see, because this is legit the first time that I've jumped into the game, loaded it up, and and we're on our way, kind of thing. And yeah, so far I don't see any of the newer resources in these two levels here. So I would probably think. And wow, why is there a lot of empty space here? I'm not too sure what's going on with that. But yeah, okay. Is that something that we can get up to? Oh no, that's just what it is. There's just some stuff over here. There's some stuff over here. So yeah, I wouldn't think that Starweed would be any different, to be honest. So we really won't focus to go in there at the moment. I would rather much, get my way through to, to Stone Echoes, and then obviously into Storm Forge. Now, what have we got over here? Oh, okay, so these are some of the newer, what do you call it? Some of the newer resources. So you can actually find some of these in Stone Echoes, which is interesting. I don't care about the emblem. Oh. Okay, so you need the axe in order for you to cut down wax. Okay, so this is what wax actually looks like. Just to give you guys a bit of a synopsis here, and I guess from there, I would imagine the acid extracts are going to be in Stormforge as opposed to where we are in Stone Echoes. But as you can see, there is quite a bit of wax as well, which is good. And you're only getting one per node. I actually got to be careful too. Oh, Jesus. All right. Okay, let's just quickly heal up just before I actually die. Jesus. I was not paying attention to what I was actually, what I was actually doing rather than talking to you guys. Not a bad thing, of course, but I just wanted to, try and get my thoughts out as I'm going along here. All right, so MB Fluff is there, and yeah, look, there is quite a bit of wax that you can pick up, and I've already got a full stack, which is a good thing. What I didn't actually pay attention to is how much does it cost to put it into a refined, well, which we can't do until we get back to Nexus Tree anyway. So, but just to sort of give you guys an idea, and what we're sort of looking at from a resource, creation side of things. Now I'll let my Blazehorn absolutely demolish this Wispard. Now apparently, there we go. So evolved Amikins as well will have the ability to drop more essence as well. So that's another call out that I wanted to make as we go along. But let's head over to Stormforge anyway. And I know we're sort of brisking through this, but I just wanted to sort of highlight as much as I can for this update. All right, so where are we going? Okay, so we've got a standard little Rootsy. Actually, I would much like to change over to my Flare Hoot too, because I'm trying to power him up, and you actually dropped 4 essence, which is not too bad. Now, they did state as part of the update, they did drop, or actually increase the drop rate for the crystallized polymer. So, polymer, that's the word I am trying to basically explain to you guys. All right, so you need an Outlander's pickaxe. There you go. So you actually need to upgrade that workstation in order for you to harvest this. So I think this would be what your polymer would be, if I'm not mistaken. But let me see if I can just go over to an area where I know there was the polymer initially before the update dropped. So I don't know whether or not if that is a requirement now. So like I said, a little bit bummed, but if that means that we need to further upgrade it, our workstations to do that, then look, so be it. But yeah, okay. Like I said, not gonna lie. I mean, like, if I'd rather be straight and and call it out for what it is, because it is what it is. But like I said, this is all in aid for a proper structure and a balance. I mean, given that when you get a brand new game and a developer is trying to I guess pump out updates as much as they possibly can for the benefit of us as the player, which is good, which is one thing, but also when you sort of think about it, there's obviously a ceiling. The ceiling was met quite early, and in order to bring a lot more structure into the game and a lot more longevity in terms of the game's progression, it's obviously there's obviously going to have to be changes that need to be made in order to compensate for that, and this is what we're experiencing at the moment. For a lot of people that may have already upgraded their workstations to the max before this update was implemented, you guys are probably on a better wicket than those that hadn't been able to, myself included. For newer players, it's probably going to show off a little bit more of an angst in terms of, oh, here we go, we got some more. So can we, so you actually need the axe for that as well. Wow, okay. So I can't actually harvest any of those at the moment, so which is a bit of a bummer, but what can you do? But for those that needed to you know, I've lost my train of thought, but what I'm sort of trying to get at is for those like myself that didn't actually get around to upgrading everything as an earlier game player, then we're basically stuck in a sense that we're going to need to systematically just upgrade and go through, well, I guess redefine what we need to do and basically pivot back in order for us to, you know, complete those upgrades. So yeah, so there you have it. So that's basically, you know, where I'm at with that so far. But I don't think there's much else for me to actually do here. So what I wanted to do is I'm going to quickly head back to Nexus tree as well. And I just want to show you guys the upgrade path for the Nexus tree. So I'll bring you guys back in once I get back to home base. Okay guys, so we're back. Let's go over here and let us have a little bit of an interaction with the actual Nexus tree. It's telling us to interact with it, so that's what we're going to do. So basically, it's upgrading the level grants you various bonuses for your base. Every few levels you will receive a top reward. Okay, and yeah, okay. So can we okay, so put the required resources to level up. So can I do that? Yes, I can. So I guess we go to finalize that. Max base 7, dark. Okay. I don't even know what that's actually done. So it's only given us one upgrade level as it is anyway. So even if we had all the other privileges, I guess at the end of the day, I don't know whether or not do we actually get players max level 40, bed max base level 5. Bed max at the base 7. Okay, so it is worth it for us to actually do these upgrades because we're going to get more workers added to the to our home base. So that's obviously going to be a plus. Catch mastery goes up to +10. Carpenter's table max at the base level 2. Carpenter table max at the base 2. So does that mean we have more than one carpenter base? Oh, sorry, carpenter workstation. I think that's what that means. And then 8. Okay, so it actually continues. Oh no, 7 is the biggest. So adds 1+ building cell in all directions. I don't know what that means. But I guess in this instance here, I mean, if I want to pop all this in, I could. I really could, but yeah, I don't think I would want to at the moment without making some of the other bits and pieces. Now, refined wax. Now, where do I make that? I think I make that here. So you need 6. There you go. So that's what I was sort of looking at beforehand. So if I actually make a whole bunch of those, I was only able to grab 4. Well, I can only make 4 out of the +20 that I got. So there you have it. So that puts me back a little bit to, I'll have to actually go back and actually sort that out. And then they made this instead of berries. So wax, they instead of the berries to make the red cloth, now it's all wax. Again, it's a change, but this is really something that I was not anticipating. So in order for us to make these weapons, or sorry, these tools to get all those the crystallized polymer and all that sort of stuff, we're going to need to upgrade these workstations in order for us to you know, be able to do so. So I wonder, in a way, if I didn't actually open up Stormforge as well post this update, then what type of requirements would be required for me to build the bridge or rebuild the bridge, so to speak, in order for me to go over. I have no clue, but yeah, it's interesting. It is going to give us a little bit more to do, which is, I guess, it's a good thing. I think a lot of us will still have quite a bit to do as well at the same time. So there is that notion too. So yeah, like I said, it's not that I'm really annoyed or anything like that. I mean, I'm just looking at it from a hindsight point of view that if I had done everything, I think I would have been a little bit further along, a little bit ahead of the curve. But let me know your thoughts, guys, about that as well in the comment section down below. Is that something that has impacted you guys as well, or have you guys hit your level 40 and have you guys been able to still benefit from everything regardless of what the changes were made, having given that you've upgraded all your workstations prior to this update. Let me know. I'll be keen to know. And some of you new players, let me know as well. Has this sort of changed the way that you guys play? I would be interested to know how that would impact you guys as well. But that's it, guys. Thanks for watching and checking out this video. Make sure you leave a like, comment down below, and share if you can. If you guys are new to the channel or not and you want to see more, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell icon so you don't miss out on any future videos. Alrighty, guys, take it easy from me, and I will catch you guys in the next one.